Well, happy Sunday. Look what happened to my greenhouse last night. Gosh, we had so much wind. Well, it didn't originally look like that. So I came down here this morning and my greenhouse was tumbled way over there. Way over there. And it was really windy and really rainy. And the only thing keeping it from just blowing on over yonder was there was one little string from it that was still trapped under something over here. One of the blocks or something was holding it down. That was the only thing keeping that damn thing from flying off. So yeah, that's what I got to deal with first thing this morning. So that was how I started my day. How's your Sunday going? Got my pants on. I ended up, okay, I know I wanted y'all to help me pick a shirt last night, and then I said I was going to wear that frog shirt. You ever look at something and it's on a hanger and you feel one way about it? I thought that'll look fine. And then you put it on and you hate it. So then you try something else and you hate that too. I tried the pineapple shirts. I tried the frog shirt. No, when I actually put it on, I didn't like it at all. I didn't like it a bit. I ended up wearing just a plain black tank top. And that was fine. I did receive compliments on my pants. I thought that way you're more drawn to the pants. You're going to notice the pants because I've worn those shirts many times. But yes, people thought my pants were very cute. My foot is bothering me. Swanee. It hurts. It's not terrible. It's not bad. I took some Mobic this morning. I can't really tell that it did anything. Or it could be that it's helping and it would be a lot worse if I hadn't taken it. I don't really have any way of knowing. But yeah, my greenhouse got blown over. We had a lot of really crazy wind last night and early this morning. Just awful wind. The kind of wind that, if you're in the bed asleep and you hear it and you wake up and you go, should I do something about that? Or do I need to get up? Like, is there a tornado coming my way? Like, what the hell is going on outside? And then I usually just go, well, it's my time to die, I'm going to die. And then I just go back to sleep and hope for the best. Like, I don't hear any tornado sirens or anything saying I'm going back to sleep. So I went down there this morning. And that was the first thing I saw when I looked outside. I said, well, shit, because I could see my neighbor's yard, it's been really nice not being able to see their yard. Of course, this winter, it hasn't looked too bad, but they're starting to pile stuff up. They go around to gather up trash in the neighborhood and they pile it in their backyard. And it looks awful back there and I hate looking at it. But with that greenhouse in the back, I can't really see a lot of their backyard. And it's actually kind of nice. I've gotten used to having it there. My backyard looks enormous now without that greenhouse there. So I'm down there and the wind was really, really blowing. And I could see that the only thing holding that greenhouse down and keeping it from just slamming into the fence was that there was one nylon cord holding that thing and keeping it from blowing away. And I thought, you really need to get out there and do something. I don't know what you need to do, but you need to get out there and do something. Like now. And I was the only one down there. It was kind of early. And I thought, well, should I just go out there and, just check out the situation? Yeah, you should. So I put my shoes on, I put a coat on. It was so cold out there. Oh, it was so cold and wet. And it was raining and it was really windy. And I'm checking it out. I tried to turn it back up. I said, I can't turn this back up by myself. It's a two-person job just because it's so big. One person would have a hard time, getting it back up right. It's just, you really need two people to do it. So I'm standing out there and I'm looking up at my older son's window and I'm thinking, shit, he doesn't know I'm out here. I thought, well, you could text him. No, I can't because my phone is in the living room. And my shoes are soaking wet, and I just mop those floors, and they are beautiful. And I'm not tracking in God knows what to walk all the way through the kitchen, all the way into the living room to get my phone. I'm not doing it. I could stand at the window and just yell like, Stella! I could do that, but like, no, don't. Stella! That's not his name, but that's what I would have felt like, Romeo or Romeo. No. Juliet. That's kind of weird because he's my son. Like a shouting up to his window, No, I'm not going to do that. I thought, you know what? Don't worry about trying to stand it up because it's collapsible. It collapses, like a like an umbrella, basically. There's this little thing in the middle, this little piece that you turn, and you turn it, and then it just you can just collapse it. And you can one person can collapse it. It's not that hard. So I got the cover off of it and collapsed it down. And I was trying to hurry because I was soaking wet. It was cold. The wind was blowing all over the place. I took the cover off, I collapsed it down, and I just laid everything on the little patio back there and just laid some bricks and blocks on top of it to hopefully keep it from blowing away. And my older son and I will go out there and set it back up. This coming week looks beautiful. It's going to be warm again. It's going to get back up to 70. It's going to be sunny. It's going to be nice. We're just not going to have a freaking winter this year. Not that I'm complaining, because I hate winter. But yeah, I'm not going to worry about it today. Like, we will do it some other day. I don't care. But that's crazy, because I had that thing anchored down. I mean, I don't know how it did that. I think the wind just got up under it and caught it just right, because it is held down by these big ass heavy cinder blocks. And I think the wind just hit it just right. And just woof, off it went. I wish I could have seen that. I bet that was, I should go back. Well, I can see it. I'm going to go back and check my security camera footage. I want to see that. I bet that was awesome. I want to, woo. I can watch it, actually. Nice. So, I didn't get an alert from my camera, though, that anything had happened in the backyard. I guess it was so big, it just was like, yeah, I don't know what the hell that was. We're not going to bother reporting it, though. So I guess if a UFO lands in my backyard, it's not going to alert me to that. I don't know. It's not the size of a person, so it didn't feel the need to tell me. But I just got everything collapsed down and threw some stuff on it. Funny thing was, as soon as I got back in the house, it stopped raining and the wind stopped. Boop. Like, shit. Man, if I had just waited another 20 minutes, I could have, it would have been a lot easier, and I wouldn't have gotten soaking wet trying to get this thing collapsed. That was kind of funny. So other than that, really nothing has happened today. It's been very boring. My older son's at work. My younger son is doing the VR something or other. I don't know what he's doing. And I went with my younger son yesterday to see Puss in Boots. That was a good movie. I really enjoyed it. It was good. I thought it was pretty good. My older son wants to go see it. I told him I would take him another day. And we went to this theater where they have the recliners, and you can kick back in the recliners. And we ended up at the very top, which normally I don't like, except in this theater, the very back is the place to be because the seats angle way up, and it's kind of closed off, like there's a wall here. And so there's no sound. I mean, if anybody's in there being loud, you're not going to hear it up there. It was wonderful. And I told my son, we're going back to that theater and we're getting those seats. Telling you, he said, I don't want to sit in the back. I said, this is totally different. I don't normally like sitting in the back of a theater. This was fantastic. It was absolutely perfect. So that's where I want to go. Hopefully we'll get to do that. So I did that yesterday. What have I done today? Well, I cleaned my countertop off. I came up here, I cleaned my mirrors, I cleaned the countertop. I got everything off of there, wiped everything down, and I've been meaning to do that for days, and I finally did it today. And I am about to start editing my video for my other channel where I color Valentine's cookies with the little food coloring markers. They turned out really cute. I think you're going to like them. I did that in a whisper because I did a soft-spoken thingy yesterday. And I have a Valentine box of candy from the Vintage Candy Company. That'll take 2 videos to do. And then I have an idea for Carl. I want to do a video on Valentine's Day. I might end up doing it before Valentine's Day with Carl, and it does kind of have a Valentine's theme to it. I thought it would be funny. Maybe you'll like it. This coming week, I don't know what I'm doing as far as videos. I don't know. I kind of want to do an Aldi haul because we haven't done one of those in a while. I might do that one day. Yeah, I might do that. Otherwise, I don't know. So it's just a yucky, wet, rainy, gross day outside. It's depressing. But I did go to a class. I did do that. And my foot was bothering me when I got up this morning. So it wasn't the class that did it. I was already having pain in my foot. I don't know why. I don't know what I did. Now, yesterday I did list a whole bunch of stuff on eBay. I did do that. And sometimes listing stuff, and I listed a ton of stuff. I spent a total of probably 3 hours listing stuff on eBay yesterday. And I lay it out on the floor, and I think sometimes having to get down, get up, get down, on and off my feet, I think something about that messes, my foot doesn't like it when I do a lot of that, and I did a ton of that yesterday, and that might be why it's bothering me today. Because I was thinking, like, when I got up, like, why does my foot hurt? I didn't even do anything yesterday. What did I do? And all I could think of was, well, we went to that movie. Well, that wouldn't make my foot hurt. And then I thought, you know what, though? I spent a hell of a lot of time listing stuff on eBay. Getting it down on the floor, having to get down, get up, get down, get up, you know, and all this. That might have been enough to do it. I don't know. But I don't know. We'll see. The class I have tomorrow is very low impact, so it's not going to bother me. And all I have to do tomorrow is my day job. I think that's it. Other than that, I don't really have anywhere to be or anything I have to do. I woke up too. I don't know what the hell this is. I woke up with a spot on my hand. It looks like a pimple. Look at that. What the hell is it? It doesn't hurt. It doesn't burn. It doesn't itch. It almost looks like poison oak. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It's not bothering me. It just looks like a little boil. Like a little, I don't know. I don't know what the hell it is. I woke up with that this morning. It wasn't there when I went to bed last night. It was there when I got up. And I thought, well, you know, the other day I was out doing yard work, and I was digging in the dirt quite a bit. I had gloves on, but still. No, that was Friday. I thought you could have gotten into some poison oak roots or something. Because I've mentioned this before. One time, this was, 20 years ago. My mom wanted to go over to the property where we lived when I grew up, and she wanted to go over there and dig up some of her old azalea bushes. This was back when she still owned the land. She ended up selling the land to the people that cut down that big, beautiful pine tree, and I'm still pissed about it. It was in the way. One of the biggest pine trees I've ever seen in my life. They cut it down because it was in the way. I will never stop being mad about that. Big ass, you don't cut a tree like that. You work around it. Assholes. But anyway, she had these old azalea bushes over there, and this was in the middle of winter. It was about this time of year, and she said, can you go over there with me? I want to dig up some of those bushes and bring them over to my place. Now see, she and my dad, my parents were married for 33 years, and they had bought some land from my mom's dad way back in like the 40s or 50s, when land was dirt cheap. My grandfather bought a whole bunch of land out in that area. And when my mom and dad got married, well, first they lived out of state for a long time, and then they came back here after my brother was born. They bought some of that. They bought like, I want to say 7 acres of land from my grandparents. I don't know what they paid for it, but they bought it from my grandparents to put a trailer on, and they were going to live on it. So that 7 acres right there all went to my mom in the divorce settlement when my parents divorced 33 years later. 33 years after they got married. I don't know how everything was settled, but my dad got to keep all the stuff in his shop, which was, you know, worth a lot, and my mom kept the land and the trailer and everything, and the double wide that she lives in now, because she still lives on that property. And so anyway, she wanted to get some of the azaleas and take them over to her place right up the road. She said, can you come out here and help me dig these bushes up? I said, yes. So I went down there, and middle of winter, and we were digging them up. You know, it was kind of a warmish day, you know, not too bad. And I don't think we had gloves on or anything. We didn't even think about it, but that whole area is infested in poison oak. And apparently we got into some of the roots will make you itchy too. If you come into contact with those roots, it will do the same thing as the leaves. It's that oil that most people have an allergic reaction to. Not everybody's allergic to poison oak. Some people aren't. My mom and I are big as hell. So we didn't even think about it. Now, we did wash our hands when we got back home, but that oil, you can't really wash that stuff off, and you may not really even feel it. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord, it was just a few days later, both of us, our hands all the way up to our forearms were covered in poison oak. We both had to go to the doctor and get prednisone, and we had to take Benadryl, and oh, it was awful. It was awful. My hands just, oh, they looked awful. For the longest time, they looked terrible. And at the time, I was working in hospital pharmacy. They wouldn't let me touch anything. Like, your hands, you can't. Like, I get it. So I had to do other stuff for a couple of weeks so the poison oak could clear up. And I mean, it did. It cleared up pretty fast. But yeah, it was at least a week. I couldn't do like my normal stuff. They wouldn't let me handle any medications at all. Like, okay. So I had to do other stuff. I ended up taking inventory back in the stock room, and just whatever they could find for me to do. So I was on like medical leave. Not really medical leave, but yeah, limited duties or something. So that was pretty funny. So, I mean, yeah, you can totally, if you dig up around poison oak or poison ivy, and you get in those, you handle in those roots, you could still you can get poison oak all over you. And not even, I mean, we didn't even think about it. It didn't even occur to us that some of those roots might be poison oak. They were, but we did get her azaleas up and transferred, and I'm sure they look nice where her house is now. I don't know, because I haven't been there in like 3 years, but I'm sure they're good. So I don't think it's poison oak though. It doesn't itch at all. I mean, I've had poison oak 57,000 times in my life because I grew up in the middle of the woods, and I love playing in the woods. And yes, you try hard to avoid the poison oak and poison ivy, but sometimes you get it anyway. And yes, I know what it looks like. Again, I grew up literally out in the middle of the woods. I know what poison oak looks like, and I know what poison ivy looks like. I don't know what the hell it is. It's like a little blister or a wart. I don't know what the hell that is. It hasn't gotten any bigger. It's kind of flat on the top. Makes me think of a wart because it's kind of flat on the top. It feels a little sensitive, like if I press on it. But it doesn't hurt or itch or burn or anything. I don't know. That's the funny thing about life. I mean, every now and then you'll just go, what's that? I don't know. Anyway, I guess if I don't have body parts starting to fall off or turn green, I'm not going to worry about it too much. It's probably nothing. But I'm going to keep an eye on it. It's hard not to. It's right there on my hand. I see it all day long. But otherwise, it's totally boring around here. Totally boring. I don't know. I might go watch a movie or something after I edit this video. I kind of feel like watching a movie. Like, just, make a little bit of popcorn, just get comfortable under some blankets, and just watch a movie. I'll probably just end up falling asleep, but that's okay too. I don't care. And then later have like a bowl of soup or something. It's just one of those days. Like, I just want some hot chocolate, and I just want to be under blankets and do nothing. It's the best day for that. It's like human hibernation or something. But that's what I would like to do. Ultimately, that's probably not what I will do. It's just one of those things you think, man, I would really like to do that. And then you don't. You just do other stuff. That's usually what happens. But happy Sunday to you. It's almost Valentine's Day. Can you believe it? Oh my goodness. Yeah. We're not doing anything. Glendy the Good Witch and I, see, his birthday is right around Valentine's Day. So usually what happens is we wait until after Valentine's to go out, because if you try to go anywhere on Valentine's Day, it's a madhouse everywhere. And so we usually wait a few days. We'll give it 3 or 4 days past Valentine's Day, and then we go somewhere, and it's nowhere near as bad. Neither one of us is crazy about crowds or, noisy places. So it's good. But other than that, I don't really have any plans. So, yeah, I'm sorry I'm so boring today, but you make a video every day, eventually you're going to make boring ass stuff. The cats are all fine. Haven't caught anything in the traps. I haven't seen Wally since Friday. I saw Wally over in the neighbor's yard Friday. I think he was over here. Yeah, he came around Friday morning, but I couldn't feed him, which made me very sad. And I saw him again later when I was doing some work out in the backyard. I was getting up leaves and just doing some general cleanup back there, just general yard work type stuff. And I saw him briefly over in the neighbor's yard, and then he just left. I said something. I said, Wally, and he didn't even look at me. He wouldn't even look at me anymore. It's making me very sad. Unfortunately, when the greenhouse blew over, it did trip the trap that was right next to it. And the trap guy was supposed to come out yesterday, and he didn't. And I haven't heard from him today. So, I don't know. I haven't caught anything in the other two traps at all. So, and now that we've had so much wind and rain, whatever he put in there is probably all watered down or washed away, and it's going to have to be redone. But I'm still trying. I don't know. It sucks. But so that is my Sunday. Thank you so much for watching and for being here. I hope your day is good. If you're watching the Super Sports Bowl today, I hope you enjoy it. I hope they do their best sportsing and they sports their little hearts out and they kick a home run. I think that would be fantastic. Do a bunch of plays and downs and touching things and flags everywhere. I hope it's the best sportsing you ever saw. I come from a family where nobody watches sports or gives a shit about sports, and my kids don't give a shit about sports, so I don't watch sports. I don't play sports, and I don't care about sports. But if you do, that's awesome. That's awesome. I hope you enjoy it. Happy sports, and I always like Super Bowl Sunday because the week leading up to it, I can always get my Pepsis at a reasonable price. Everybody has them on sale, so I go stock up on my Pepsis. And I did so. That's the one thing I like about the Super Bowl is I can get my Pepsis cheaper that week, and I can always stock up. So anyway, blah, blah, blah. Thank you so much for being here. I hope your weekend has been great, and I'll see you again soon.